Here we are again at the ACL Starcraft Regionals in Sydney. I'm here with Pig, who's just finished up his games for today, and we're going to ask him a few questions. How'd you go today, Jared?
Not too well. I haven't been practicing Zerg vs Zerg at all, and being an Australian tournament, it was all Zergs, so I came 8th, I think. Yeah. So not the best finish, but if you don't practice something, you can't really win it. So I've been working on other areas of my play, so it was kind of expected.
Okay. As I keep hearing though, Sydney has a really tough field, so don't bash yourself up too much for that one. But some more topics and tournaments coming along. The big one, the Nationals, in only about 3 or 4 weeks now. Obviously you'll be in attendance for that one?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be a really big event. I mean, the Gold Coast was the really cool start off to ACL, I think, but it was such a hard location. People couldn't find accommodation cheap. So I think we're going to have a lot bigger crowd, more sign-ups. And it's kind of scary because it's actually going to be a lot bigger competition. I know a lot of people are flying in from Adelaide, Brisbane, Melbourne. So yeah, it's going to actually, I think, be the first really competitive big tournament we have in Australia.
Yeah, well, I'm really, really stoked about it. The StarCraft scene is such a fantastic scene to be involved with. And you definitely say that in general that Sydney is very much the heart of it. In a way, there's going to be such a big attendance and so central. So with that in mind, a lot of players that weren't at the Gold Coast, it's going to be a lot tougher this time around. How do you think you're going to fare?
I think I'll still do really well. Definitely top 3 finish, but there's going to be a lot of competition. So it's going to involve a lot more preparation in terms of there's going to actually be Protoss there besides Yang. He was the only competition at the Gold Coast event, the really top tier Protoss. Light's now practicing again. He lives in Sydney. We've got Pinder probably flying up. Bielsko is flying in from Adelaide, so it's kind of like, hey, I actually have to train all my matchups and actually be really, really tip-top at the entire game, rather than just Zerg vs Zerg and Zerg vs Terran. So,
well, yeah,
it's gonna be a real StarCraft 2 tournament that should be a lot of fun. Yeah,
just how it should be, the ultra competitive. So while we're on that though, what about some predictions other than yourself, top 3? Who's going to win it, and where else are we going to be down the line in that top 10?
I think if Ryumak's still coming, the Korean guy, I think he's going to do pretty well. He's just joined ZenX, so he's not in their team house, but he's training with them, training all the time as a full-time pro gamer. So I think it's really him. Obviously Moonglade's a kind of top competitor who's, despite taking quite a few breaks over the last few months, he's kind of just come back and won tournaments. He'd just been on break before Gold Coast and he still won that event. I think Mafia is always a top competitor. I think Light is going to come through and give especially the Terran players a lot of trouble. So if he doesn't hit too many top Zerg players, I think he can definitely get kind of top 3, top 5. And there's a lot of other players I'm kind of forgetting. Players like Death, if they're kind of actually training for once, they come up to the event, I think they'll do really, really well. So there's kind of this huge spectrum of players we've never seen at one LAN together before. So I'm sure there's a few people I'm completely ignoring, like Iagaz, who always makes top 4 no matter what. He has like 1 billion second places, so who knows, he might take it out. Definitely, I think Moonglade, Light, Ryumak, Iagaz, and Death, they're the players to watch out for.
There's just so many to choose from though, isn't there, at this one? So just lastly, to wrap it up, obviously ACL has a new sponsor for the Sydney Nationals event. We're very excited about, who also sponsors you. So big thanks to TtPiG who've come on board for our Nationals event as well. But I assume you'd want to say a little bit of a shout out to them? Yeah,
I mean, a shout out to them for, they got me up to the Gold Coast event, they've gotten me out to Adelaide lands, all around, they helped support me, my stream and everything like that. So they're just an awesome company that's actually really investing in the esports scene. You see them all over all the good events and trying to help build up new events, Masters Cups, all sorts of weekly and monthly tournaments, getting big prize pool boosts. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool to not just represent a brand or a company that's, I'm the only person representing them. Everyone can see the tournaments and everything that they're helping out with, like ACL. So it's kind of cool to be part of something that's building up the esports scene here in Australia.
It really is. So another big thanks to them, and thanks for your time, Pig. Good luck at Sydney Nationals.
Thanks a lot, man.
No worries, thanks.